Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for opening this video. I appreciate each and every one of you that keep coming back to watch my video. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Thanks to all my subscribers, my upcoming subscribers. For those that are still watching my video but they are not yet subscribed, please, what are you still waiting for? Subscribe to my channel, okay? You will not regret it. You will learn one or two things, okay? That's what I'm promising you. So today I'll be showing you how to prepare this native jollof rice, aka concoction rice, aka palm oil rice. These are the ingredients I will be using. I will be using fresh tomatoes, and I will also be using salt. I will also be using seasoning powder. This is vegetable seasoning powder. This is my rice. I will be using this basmati rice, but you can use any rice you prefer. I will also be using 1 cooking spoon of palm oil. I will be using 1.5 cups of chicken broth, and then I will be using this Okpei, that's a fermented oil seed, and crayfish. I will also be using this big crayfish known as prawn or oporo. I will be using half of this green paprika. Then I will also be using half of this big onion. The next thing I will be using is dry Saibtleaf. If you have French Saibtleaf, go ahead and use it. I will also be using this grilled mackerel fish, and I will be using habanero pepper, 1 stock cube, and my catfish. So guys, the first stage is to wash and parboil your rice. I've washed this, now I'm parboiling it. Just add a little bit of water to cover the rice, then cook this for about 10 to 15 minutes. But once it starts boiling, I will take out the water and wash it out, then move over to the next step. Now that I'm parboiling the rice, I will prepare the rest of the ingredients. I will start by adding warm water into my dry catfish, and I will soak this for about 10 minutes before I will wash it out and debone it. So I will move over to the next stage, which is grinding my dry ingredients. With this my small blender that is meant for only dry ingredients, I will use it and grind my crayfish and my Ogiri Okpei. You can buy this type of blender anywhere. It is called coffee machine because you can use it to also grind your coffee. I think I bought this from IKEA. But if you don't have it, you can as well use your mortar and your pestle if that's what you have, okay? I will first of all put in my crayfish before I will add in my Okpei, because the crayfish will help it to come out very well without sticking on my blender. I will now plug my blender and blend for less than a minute till I get a powdered consistency, depending on the type of machine you are using. After blending, I will retransfer this into my smaller plate, and I will keep it aside and move over to the next step. Now I'm slicing my onion. I'm still waiting for my rice to start boiling, so I'm using this opportunity to prepare everything that I will use to cook this delicious food. Then after slicing the onion, I will take it out and keep it aside. Then I will move on to the next thing that I will be cutting with my board. Now I will be cutting my paprika. I will be using only half of this because I'm not cooking a lot. I'm cooking like 1 cup of rice. So I will be using like half of paprika. So I will wash it out to remove the seeds that are still stuck inside before I will slice it. After slicing this, I will also pack it and keep it aside. and move on to the next thing that I will be using. After taking this out, I will start cutting my habanero pepper using my knife and my fork. The fork will help me to control it while the knife will be the one cutting it. You can prepare your habanero pepper any way you want. And if you don't want to use habanero pepper, feel free to use black pepper, or you can even skip pepper if you don't eat pepper at all. As I was cutting my habanero pepper, I noticed that my rice has started boiling, so I quickly uncovered it so that I will finish up with my habanero pepper before I will wash it out and move on to the cooking of the rice. After cutting the pepper, I will take it out immediately and wash my rice. Then I will wash it for like 2 to 3 times so that I will take out the excess starch from it before I start cooking it. Now I will go ahead and wash my rice, and after washing it, I will wash and debone my catfish. Then we start cooking this concoction rice as soon as possible. The first thing I'm doing now is to take out the bones, and after taking out the bone and separating it, I will still rewash it with a clean water before I will use it. Then after washing the meat, we move on cooking the rice. I will first pour in my palm oil and I will allow it to heat up before I will proceed with my onion. If you like, you will bleach your oil, but I don't like bleaching the oil, okay? Because of the smoke that comes out from it. Then once my oil has heated up, I will add in my onion and I will saute this for a minute or 2. Once it's 2 minutes, I will introduce my tomato. I will be using half of this can because I'm not cooking a lot of rice. Then I will add my tomato. After that, I will follow it up with the habanero pepper. Once I'm done adding the pepper, I will stir this and allow it to cook and fry on its own for 10 minutes. Once I notice that the water has disappeared and the sauce will also reduce while the oil will start coming up, then I will know that it is ready. I reduce my heat so that the sauce will not burn while waiting for it. Now the oil has started showing. I will start adding my spices and my ingredients one after the other. I will first add my dry Saibtleaf, but if you are using fresh one, you don't need to add it now. I'm adding my crayfish and my Ogiri Okpei now. Then the next thing I will be adding is my prawn. That's the big crayfish. I will give this a stir to make sure that it is not burning. Then I will continue with the rest of my ingredients. After stirring, I will add my chicken broth. You can use any meat broth you have. You can as well use fish broth, or you can use ordinary water, okay? Don't delay cooking this because you don't have chicken broth. No, you can use water as well to prepare it. Now I will be throwing in my Knor cube. You can use any stock cube you have, okay? Any bouillon will also come out well. After adding that, I will add my seasoning powder, at least 1 teaspoon of seasoning powder. Then the next thing I will be adding is my already prepped catfish. After adding my catfish, I will give it a stir and test for salt to know the quantity of salt I will be adding to this dish, because mind you, the seasoning powder and the Knorr cube already contains a lot of salt, so I do add those ones first, check for salt to know the quantity of the salt I will be adding. So when I checked, I noticed that I need to add a little bit of salt, so I just added now a little bit of salt, as you can see in the video. Add salt to your taste bud, okay? I don't eat a lot of salt. I will also stir this for the last time, and I will cover my pot and allow this to come to boil for at least 10 minutes so that the ingredients I added will be able to cook and bring out the taste before I will add my rice. This is after 10 minutes, guys. The aroma from this dish has enveloped the whole areas of my house, so I just opened it to stir and check if everything is okay. After stirring it, I will test it to see if I need to add any other ingredients or salt. And after testing it, I noticed that everything is perfectly okay. So I will go ahead and add my rice. Mind you, this is already washed. I've already parboiled and washed this rice. Please, if you are watching up to this extent and you've not yet liked the video, kindly thumb up the video. Also subscribe if you are not done that, and click the bell button beside it so that you'll be among the first to be notified whenever I upload my new video. Then after adding the rice, I will stir it very well. After stirring it, I noticed that I will still add a little bit of water that will cook it, because this one will not be able to cook it as I want. So right now, I'm adding a little bit of water to the level of the rice. After adding the water, I will stir a bit to make sure that the water will go down. Then I will level up the rice. As we all know that basmati rice doesn't require a lot of water. If you add a lot of water, the grains will start breaking when you stir it. Now I'll be introducing my grilled mackerel fish. The next thing I will be doing now is to get a foil paper to cover the pot. You can as well use parchment paper if you don't have foil paper. You first of all place it on top of your pot before you use the lid to cover it. Now I will allow this to cook for 10 minutes till the water dries out. I will also be reducing the heat of my cooker so that this will cook slowly without burning. Then after 10 minutes, I will come back and check my rice. And now it's 10 minutes already. So my rice is as good as ready. The first thing I will do is to take out the grilled mackerel fish before I will give this a big stir. After taking out the fish, guys, introduce your fresh vegetables. I will be adding my green paprika now. If you are using fresh Saibtleaf, spinach, pumpkin leaf, this is the time you add it. Then after adding it, I will give this a very big stir. Then I will also off my heater as well. After stirring, the next thing is to dish it out and enjoy this meal as it's still dey hot, guys. Here comes the end of today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You all know the drill. Remember to subscribe to my channel, enable notification, give this video a thumb up. You can as well share it out, because there is love in sharing. Okay, I love you guys, but God loves you most. Bye, and see you in my next video.